It is 11 p.m., and a student struggling with the mechanics of a quadratic equation types a prompt into their device. Within seconds, a modern AI tool generates a clear, perfectly organized explanation. This digital breakdown is completely unhurried by a ringing bell. It carries none of the faint impatience of a tired educator on a Thursday afternoon, and it never gets the supporting analogy wrong. For decades, unlimited patience and absolute clarity were the competitive advantages of an exceptional classroom teacher. Those qualities are now table stakes. They are delivered on demand, for free, by a machine. The automation of perfect information delivery does not threaten the profession of teaching. Instead, it forces a necessary clarification of what the work of teaching actually entails. For the last century, a teacher's job bundled two completely different functions under one title: content delivery and human formation. These roles were tightly linked out of necessity. Information was scarce, making the human expert the required distribution system for facts and concepts. Because that information is now universally democratized and instantly accessible, the era of scarcity is permanently over. The arrival of consumer AI has permanently separated the components of the job. The machine has definitively won the content delivery function. It is faster, more consistent, and infinitely scalable. The central task for educators now is deliberate and specific. They must define and then fiercely protect the irreducible tasks that only a human being can execute. The boundaries of artificial intelligence in education are not technical, they are moral and relational, meaning no future software update will ever resolve them. A chatbot processes data with complete tunnel vision. A human educator walks into a room and reads the ambient tension, notices the sudden disengagement of a normally active student, and navigates the silent dynamics of the room in under 30 seconds. AI systems are designed to reward correct output. They easily accept pattern-matched, rehearsed phrases that sound intelligent but lack actual depth. An experienced human educator listens to that same correct answer and senses the difference between a surface-level recitation and the heavy weight of genuine, earned comprehension. They press on soft logic. They refuse to accept the rehearsed phrase, requiring the student to explain the reasoning behind their output until the understanding is real. Character is never formed by an algorithm's flawless explanation. It is built through repeated friction with a human being who holds a rigorous standard and refuses to lower it. Schools are increasingly bringing industry practitioners and credentialed subject matter experts into classrooms as instructors. If these professionals treat their classrooms simply as live lecture videos to dispense facts, they will be outcompeted by free chatbots within 3 years. The unique edge of a human expert is the raw integration of their technical knowledge with their lived character. There is irreplaceable value in a working scientist describing the exact feeling of a failed experiment, or a business professional detailing the actual cost of a difficult ethical choice and how they handled the desire to quit. The highest value use of an instructor's time is modeling what a fully formed person looks like when they engage a difficult problem. Simply presenting information is now the least valuable thing an adult can do in a room full of students. An honest examination of a traditional 40-minute class period reveals that the vast majority of the time is burned on a teacher explaining concepts while students copy down notes. This chart shows the typical allocation of a standard class period, heavily weighted toward information delivery. Perfect explanations can be experienced by students on demand before class. Moving information out shrinks that delivery block to a minimal slice, opening expansive time for guided struggle. This time is for challenging students to defend positions, articulate logic, and respond to counterexamples. Leading a heavily conversational, probing session requires total presence. It is exhausting in a completely different way than lecturing, but it is incomparably more valuable to a student's actual growth. When educators are fully present, concepts like academic integrity shift from being technical problems managed by plagiarism software to moral covenants between a student and a deeply invested adult. Software can simulate a supportive relationship and provide encouraging feedback, but it risks nothing and holds no actual stake in the student's outcome. True education relies on discipleship. It is the transmission of a way of being from someone who has it to someone who does not yet. Students navigating a world saturated with synthetic content desperately require adults who model how to think carefully, hold positions under pressure, and admit when they are wrong. Identify one upcoming lesson in your rotation where you act primarily as a delivery mechanism. Reclaim that time for a genuine exchange where you listen, press, and refuse to let a student hide. The new baseline is permanently set. The machine has the content. The only remaining question is what human educators will do with the time it frees.